challenge. I hope you enjoy this wonderful day. It is an autumn day in Australia, so today is 1st of May. So we have well, pretty much autumn in full swing. So there are autumn leaves and everything. And it's raining quite often. That's why you can guess that today's nursery rhyme is going to be related to raining. Okay, and today's song is about a little creature who is a very tiny, teeny weeny, and his name is Incy Wincy Spider. I know there is an American version that is called Itsy Bitsy Spider, so it's up to you how you sing it, as long as we are talking about spider, right? So for this song we will need two chords, C and G7. So C and G7. And if you are playing another ukulele, not a baritone, then you will find out that it will be slightly different. Okay, so just thinking about let's say concert or tenor or soprano ukulele. They will have different chords shapes, but the chords themselves would be the same. So ready? And if you look at how I'm actually strumming, so to strum, I have quite a few sessions on strumming. So for this song we can strum very simple, just down strokes. But I prefer more complex strums or strokes because they are more complicated and more interesting. Okay, so let's try. Sing along. Incy Wincy Spider, climb up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider, climb up the spout again. That's our beautiful nursery rhyme about a spider. A lot of children know it. So before we move on to the full version, and I have a full version of it, let's consider the actions. So I found that Incy Wincy Spider is one of the most complex nursery rhymes to show to children because it involves complex hand movements, which again is very important part of nursery rhymes and action songs. So this requires children to use not just their thinking, their coordination, their hand-eye coordination, and it does show how their brain is balanced or not. So in terms of hemispheres, right? So for example, this is how we start. Yes, so and we kind of form, let's say L shape with each hand. So ready? Now what children will have to do, they have to put one down. Yes, so like your index finger should look down. Yes, so and that's how Incy Spider is gonna walk. So this is very complex. If they just walk like this, that's fine. But the real like Incy Wincy Spider, as I know it, will require these kind of actions. Ready? Incy, and then you kind of go like this. So you connect this thumb and this index finger. Thumb from your right hand and index finger or pointer from your left hand. Ready? And then we are going like this in the rotation motion. Yeah, connect these two now. Follow me. I show it to students. Sometimes they don't even know how to do it, and I'm talking about adults. Well, with children it takes a little bit more than once. Yes, so some children attend story times and they learn it from their parents, but some children never do because they watch Bluey or something different. They don't watch nursery rhymes, let's say, or they come from very different cultural background, or they never been exposed to nursery rhymes. So, and that's the movement we want to teach children. So that's number one of intentional teachings for today. So this is for Incy Wincy Spider, climb up the water spout. Then we need rain. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. When you are telling nursery rhymes, treat them as stories. So it should be a little bit of dramatic effect. If you want to become an outstanding teacher, remember that children are like us. They love stories. They love storytelling. That's why they love Disney. That's why they love Pixar. And they love stories that are told with a lot of emotions. Yes, so a lot of drama. So again, Incy Wincy Spider, climb up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. And then out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider, climb up the spout again. Or went up the spout again if it's easier. Climbed, went up. Yeah. Again, let's do it again. Ready? Put your hands like this. Then one should go down. Yeah, so this one. And then you connect this finger, yeah, index finger with this thumb. And this finger to this thumb. Ready? Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider climb up the spout again. Yay! When I was running story times in St. Kilda Library, I remember that this was one of the hardest songs to teach with children. But children love any songs about spiders, although they might not like spiders themselves. This spider is Incy Wincy. So they do like this song. There is a magic in this nursery rhyme. That's why it survived for so long. First documented version dates back to 1920. And we don't know who is the author again, right? So with this song, what you can do, and remember I encourage bilingual education and bilingual singing. You can learn the sign language. I don't know the signs for spider, so if you do, can you post in the comments below how to sing this one? Alternatively, I know one really great YouTube channel where the gentleman is teaching Auslan nursery rhymes, so I might actually link it to my next video cast. You also can do other things that we already covered in previous live streams. You can cut out puppets, yes, so whether it's paper puppets, and give children Incy Wincy spiders, and they can also like just shake them, let's say. Or some children can hold rain, some children can hold sun, and other children can have a spout, and other children can have a spider. So, and then they can just participate in the story through those little paper puppets that you make on the spot. You can actually draw, if you can draw. The other thing you can do is role play it and pretend to be spiders who are climbing up. Yes, so that's really good big muscle exercise. You can also invite children to consider how many legs do spiders have. Do they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 legs, or maybe more? Yeah, so that's quite an interesting one. And when they will discover that spiders have a lot of legs, 8, then you can introduce a little bit more information about spiders and arachids and this type of insects. The other thing you can do is to talk about spiders. How do they move on top of that? So do they move on the wall up the spout? So who else can move like that? And how do they move? How do they not fall? So this nursery rhyme has a potential to become a true investigation project, so like inquiry based learning. Incy Wincy Spider with a lot of potential. Some other extensions for this nursery rhymes. Number 1 is to create signs of rain. So you can find a lot of similar experiments on Pinterest, but my favorite one is just to use spray bottles on a surface where you can see water. For example, glass. Yeah, so or it could be a mirror where they can spray. This helps them to develop fine motor skills, and also they can see what happens to water, why it goes down, yeah, why the rain falls down, not up, yeah, what's happening, what needs to happen to the puddle that the water goes up when we jump in it. So this is basically introduces the concept of gravity. Also, you can talk a little bit more about how rain is formed, why it rains, and look at the clouds, lie down and meditate. You can also create a little experience with shaving cream. When you have shaving cream on top of the cup could be just any glass cup, so you can see through, and then you can actually start dropping water with a eyedropper. That's a big one. I like that you use a big one where children can use their motor skills for their age appropriate. Yeah, so because pincer grip develops over time, but this kind of grip, it's easier for them to use. So, and then you can use, like, let's say food dye, water, blue, let's say, or gray, and then they can try to create rain by pouring this water through their foam. I have it on my Pinterest board. If you follow me on Pinterest, you can find this experience. So that's a really good extension for Incy Wincy Spider. Very, very typical extension, I'm gonna go and get this to show you, is to use yarn. Yeah, so you are using yarn where you can find yarn in op shops, secondhand shops, so you probably have some yarn lying around. If you don't have any yarn, you can use any string. So I like cotton strings. This is amazing experience talking about spider webs. Yeah, so especially if it's related to the interest in Incy Wincy Spider, it would be fantastic obstacle course for all the children to create indoors when it's raining. You can also just make geoboards, which I was talking about on my channel as well. And geoboards, they do create these patterns you can create with nails, and then you can invite children to create spider webs. Another thing to do involves real spider webs. It might be a little bit unethical to destroy the spider web that spiders build, but sometimes they abandon them. So that's an old spider web, or you found it I don't know, in the trees, and there are no spiders. So I would be careful destroying someone's home and talk about it with children. But if it's you can see no spiders there, you can get a piece of paper, like usually black cardboard piece of paper, and then pick up the spider web and put it under the glass for children to explore. So fantastic scientific activity. If we go back to nursery rhyme and think about linguistic development or language development, we can also talk about rhyming words. So let's look again at the song. Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. So what are the words that are rhyming? Spout and out. Yes, so that's really, really good to pay attention to why they do rhyme. Rain again. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Yes, so rain again. So are they rhyming? Yeah, we call these words rhyming, and they do rhyme. They go together really well. Then the next verse, I haven't introduced it to you, but you will see more rhyming words. The other thing, you can pay attention to the past tense here. Incy Wincy Spider climbed up. Yeah, so he went up, yeah, and then he went down. So, but he climbed. So we use ed ending when we are talking about some actions in the past, and they are types of verbs that are simple verbs, so they are not so regular, not irregular verbs. And washed, climbed, dried, climbed, yeah, or all these three words, they are regular verbs, right? So but, came, and went up are not. Why? Because they have three different forms. Come, came, come, yeah, or go, went, gone. So this is an interesting extension for all the children, for example, who are in preschool, yes, so, and going to kindergarten and going to primary school as well. So that's a fantastic way to learn literacy and grammar. That's why you will find on Twinkle a lot of extensions for nursery rhymes. Actually, a fantastic resource. I'm not using any of their flashcards, but I've seen a lot of teachers do put really lovely extensions for this wonderful nursery rhymes, including puppets. So if you are looking for puppets, that's the way to get your puppets as well. Some flashcards, some of these experiences that I mentioned. Now, let's sing this song, a full version of it. So if you're ready, we will need C and G7. Okay? Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout once more, but this time he climbed up higher than before. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Now we're gonna replace this one with a very gigantic spider. So Incy Wincy Spider is a spider who is really, really tiny, right? So we're gonna replace it with, like, let's say, big gigantic spider, and we're gonna sing it in a big gigantic voice. So that's another way to add more life to your nursery rhymes. Big gigantic spider climbed up the water spout. Out came the hurricane, tornado, and washed poor Incy out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain and wind, and big gigantic spider climbed up the spout again. So if this spider was gigantic, can you show me how big he was? What was the biggest spider that you have seen? So there are many other variations. And the last one, before I finish this stream, I talked about extensions, I talked about actions. We were learning about Incy Wincy Spider actions that are really hard to teach. I'm going to sing a Russian version, yeah, because it's quite cool. And you know, my background is bilingual, so I am going to sing it in Russian. So sometimes children don't understand what I'm singing about because only few speak Russian. But the good thing about is exposure to foreign language. It helps with phonological awareness. It helps with oral language development, code switching, so they understand that there are different languages that people speak. And for bilingual children, it's exposure to language. Yesterday, I was going out and had lunch or brunch and there was a guy, a father with a daughter, and they really liked my dog Chester, so they asked a lot of questions. She was about like 9 years old, and then her father asked me where's my accent from, and we started to talk, and he said, как вас зовут? Meaning, what's your name? And he said that his father could speak Russian, and he unfortunately didn't learn, but he was still very emotional when he talked about it. It does trigger us, so we do like to hear language that we know. All right. So the girl actually at the end, she said пока-пока, which means bye-bye in Russian. So exposure. If you speak Spanish, if you speak Hindi or any other dialect, sing this or your favorite nursery rhymes to children to expose them to different versions of the same story. Story about spider is quite common. For example, there is a arachne spider story that I know. And you can tell this in your own language and then translate it into English for children. So that's a fantastic way to introduce new languages. Паучок ходил по ветке, а за ним ходили детки. Дождик сверху вдруг полил, паучков на землю смыл. Солнце стало вдруг вставать, паучок ползет опять, а за ним ползут все детки, чтобы отдыхать на ветке. So that's my version. That is inspired by Ekaterina Zheleznova song. All right, thank you for watching. You can watch it in the recording as well. I will be here tomorrow again with a new nursery rhyme and psychoanalyze the hell out of it. Keep playing ukulele, guys. Learn this instrument. It's very accessible. You can put it in a bag and bring it to your school play group or play for your children. It's very easy to learn. I am doing these live streams to encourage people to play ukulele, especially educators, teachers, and play group coordinators, family daycare operators, family daycare educators, directors, and everyone who is working with children. It does inspire musicking or happy times together. It's really extending your program. Thank you again, and bye for now.